edition of Yamato Cannon coming out of this. Will be happening up there as we get onto the Rift for our first game. Sandbox struggling to stand any further forward just in case Guga gets another one of these hooks. And they dive before OnFleek can even affect the situation. As in he goes, this is going to be his moment as another root is going to land by the man himself. And First Blood will go over to OnFleek. Sandbox, the Yamato Cannon has given them First Blood.
I mean, maybe we can send you down to...
I hear he has some experience. Yeah, I can go down. Do you want me to coach? All right, Guga looking for a hook, is going to find it there and gets it onto the ideal target. What is given can easily be taken away, as it turns out, as Gorilla gets the gray health, and Beyond is going to take a turret shot, but is otherwise absolutely fine. So we equalize things on the bottom. Good news.
Just going to scoop it all up. Team Dynamics get the Dragon, but it is just the one first Ocean Drake here for their team as, oh boy.
Oh dear.
Well,
all right. That was blind, I think. Was that vision? I didn't see it. Well, Drake's going to go down. The Olaf also going to go down as OnFleek. Looking for Docdam, and he does not have his flash. He is trapped in here. Fate did not need to ult at all, but he did.
We have another fight brewing here.
Yeah, exactly. OnFleek looking for the Viking, who will flash behind him, but it looks like Kuzan's going to be the next target. Not actually, as a fight is brewing topside as well. Vanguard's Edge is going to go completely wide, and Summit is sent straight back into the Death Chamber. And there it is. Kuzan finds the Emperor's Divide, and this is what we saw from Sandbox beforehand. And man, wouldn't have been nice if Fate had his ult.
Yeah. To get on in there and scoop up a couple more. As we're going to see the whole breakdown of this. Looks like
how it started, yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of went at it, and with the help of Senna and the red buff, Beyond took a ton of damage. Nice flash, though. Then you see the TP flank from everybody's favorite ganker, Varus. Nicely done. And just because of the positioning, the other two couldn't get to him. Kuzan gets the ultimate down. And he may, might have been a 2-for-1 if...
In a long lane, she is pretty much waiting for someone to come and gank her. Piercing arrow lands onto Gorilla, as does the hook, as he does eventually eat the gray health, but it is not enough. Guga tanks up the turret for a little while, but man,
really, really good at locking down targets.
Yep, oh, that interrupt was so sexy. Fate is going to press his R button again, get another kill.
This Fate and Summit are getting ahead.
Whoa, Rich gets Vanguard's Edge, and underneath the turret he goes. Summit very comfortably grabs, and you can see he's getting frustrated at the Varus. You best believe that's exactly where he's going to be aimed. Dragon's going to move back. OnFleek dives on in and grabs himself the Drake. Guga going down very low on the backside as well, as the fight is truly on. Emperor's Divide completely whiffs as Root wants to try and go over that wall, but he's not going to invest the flash. No kills, but the Drake does get claimed by Sandbox. Really does help you flip that switch when it comes to momentum. So we're going to talk to him. I'm going to cast to curse him a lot, as Beyond is going to be here. He's going to look to dash around this backline. Vanguard's Edge comes in. Could it be the 2v1 as he throws down the Blade of the Ruin King, dodges the undertow, and now Beyond wants to get the heck out of here. They're calling in their friends. The flash over, not quite able to get onto that kill on the Jace, but still, I'd say it's worth it. Brought 4 people bottom lane, and Kuzan should be the trade. Flash forward, ulti, the orbs are following, as it's very, very dark. Are there
Sandbox
any trinkets?
Yeah, they don't really know that this is happening. They're going to find out right now. Here they come.
Yep, OnFleek dives on forward, and in fact, the Infernal Drake is given up on. Gorilla going to go golden. Summit looking for the flank, should find it here. So Flawless Duet comes down. Vanguard's Edge, Guga flashes away. No one's going to die on the side of Sandbox either, but some very low health bars that Piercing Darkness will help alleviate.
Just going to go for it here. The sustain advantage does go to Sandbox, but they're able to pick up a plant here to heal some of them up, and they're looking for more picks.
Yep, Summits, if you at first don't succeed, you got to do it again. And he pressed Q this time. But yeah, there is a chance that Sandbox can get this in a late game scenario. Guga will find another. Oh, the Rude. What a disaster. I believe Chains of Corruption going out, that he had to respect. As Summit looking to get onto Docdam. Doesn't have his Q though. Devour will come out from Gorilla. He might actually suffer the fate for this. And no, it's in fact the piercing arrow.
What? Where'd he go?
Going to kill the Aurelia. So crazy that the double lethality steal was enough. Stop OnFleek locking down that smite as they do get a snare onto Guga. second one as well as Fate looking to go forward, and in fact able to taxi via Guga there as into the back line goes Sandbox. Summit. Oh, that was so close. To not be what they wanted, but on fleek with a sick flash just goes over and murders Guga. Rich now gets exhausted. He's going to run away pretty tired from this one, and God, Brute doesn't get the player of the game if Sandbox win this. I'll eat my hat. The Infernal Drake is alive. This is soul point for Sandbox. Dynamics, you best believe they're gonna opt in for a fight before anything else. Rich going in onto Summit. Now Beyond gets in there. That's going to be the Infernal Soul picked up by Sandbox, but a two-man ultimate comes down, but it doesn't matter. Just straight up too much damage out of Sandbox here. Docdom is getting ran down by a big old bear. That would have been terrifying, to say the least, and the Catfish is gonna gobble up the Jace. This should be the game for Sandbox.
We still got 40 seconds on all the major members on the side of Team Dynamics. They do not have enough time. Sandbox is going to win off of the ace at the Infernal Soul play. You can see Beyond not looking too happy down there on the bottom side. Fate, he should be happy. Had an excellent game on his Syndra. Sandbox finally, on the first game that Yamato makes it back on stage, they win just their second game of the LCK.
Incredible work from Sandbox. I'm not going to give it all over to Yamato because it felt like the players were just
5 minutes, and then it was all Sandboxes.
Yep, then it fell off a cliff entirely. Got to the very edge of the continent.
Welcome back, everybody. Yamato had a successful debut here at Lowell Park. Sandbox got a game #1 victory up against Dynamics. Seems like Varus is being opened a lot recently. Dynamics, they camped around Varus, poke Varus. At the same time, Sandbox, they also tried picking Lucian for topside from time to time, but at the same time, he also tried to going with a very late game oriented comp, but everything didn't really work for Sandbox. So this time around, Sandbox was looking for a very strong 2v2 fight comp on the top side of the map. Up against Varus, they were looking for more of a sustainability just to hold on to a point where they can just stay or lane against Varus without any meaningful trade, to be honest. And they were looking for some points at the top side of their map. So they picked Volibear into Olaf and Irelia into Jace, and that was really a very smart choice for Sandbox Gaming. It was even more interesting to watch because they had a very different style of comp. And we had a lot of fights overall in this game. So first, let's watch how they trade Kill and Drakes. Sandbox was actually showing a really nice decision and rotation at this point of the game, because at first Dynamics got a kill on Senna. So with this bottom lane priority, Dynamics, they were pushing forward and rotated to the bottom dragon fight. Sandbox, even though they lost their support, they didn't give up, because they had this information that most of the Dynamics players were below half health. They were kept pushing in and looking for a possible pickup on the Dynamics players. Olaf had his power spike, however, he had to use all of his skills, manas and HP, hunting down the dragon, so the rest of the Dynamics players was not really that helpful for that point of the time for a team fight. So Sandbox Gaming, they were able to find some kill for the answer of the pick on Tompkins and Senna. Moving on, we had a last game team fight that decided the result of this game. It was a very close game and either team could grab a win, but in the end, Dynamics, they were really too pondering over everything. Dynamics, they were so concerned about Sandbox picking up that Dragon Soul, so even though they were having a poke comp, they were pushing in and answering the fight attempt on the side of Sandbox. Because Sandbox was the one to kind of open fights and rush in. Well, they could just wait for Sandbox coming in really hard, but they had to actually go forward because of the mind pressure about the Dragon Soul. And also another impressive thing was their voice gun from the Sandbox Gaming, because these days Sandbox fans noticed that Sandbox voice gun was too quiet and no one was actually vocal or nor being the mental core. But this time around, they really sounded much more proactive and communicative. So this can be a silver lining for Sandbox Gaming. It's time to check out the player of the game on the side of Sandbox. On Fleek. First POG of the split. Sandbox, they used to be a very powerful team around the objectives, but we were not able to see the old Sandbox up until now. But today, we finally saw the Sandbox that we were waiting for. And on Fleek, he used to be a very confident and strong player whenever he had a lead over the opponent jungler, and Volibear seemed to be a really good connection to him. And maybe this is a reconnection of the on Fleek in the Caspa Cup or the Spring Split on Fleek. He used to find a special angle that enabled Sandbox to pick up a lot of unexpected leads. And this time around, he was able to pull off such plays in this game. Sadly, he didn't miss out one vote out of 12, but still, he is walking away with one POG award for this game number 1. We have been having 12 games in a row, but let's find out whether we can have another game or 2 more games.